You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Sounds like some bad movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello everybody and welcome to our 100th episode of Moviesucktastic.
And apparently we have a lot of fans out there who really don't like us that much.
Yeah, they think we fucking suck.
I guess we do.
I'm not going to argue with them. Why would I do that?
No, I blame you though.
I'm not going to argue with them. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you. We got some phone calls, like Scott just said. That was a lot of fun. Now, for our 100th episode, I think you had mentioned a couple weeks ago, we got nothing planned.
No.
We tried,
now,
but we got nothing planned.
I originally had the idea of going back through our older episodes and getting clips of all the funniest parts and playing them, but that takes so much work.
It does. And you know what? I was actually thinking of doing that.
That's 100 episodes. That's 100 episodes I have to listen to. That's over 200 hours of combing over. Who has that much time?
That would be nobody. Certainly not you or I. I do want to do that, though. I do want to do that, though. I do want to do a best of the first 100.
Yeah, but like over a gradual period of time.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do. But
we don't have that.
No, we don't have it yet. Again, no time. I know you don't have time. I certainly don't have fucking time. And you put both of us together who don't have time, nobody gets a 100th episode best of. It just doesn't happen. Oh my god, I'm so tired. We're getting this massive snowstorm.
We are not. Shut up. No such thing.
You should be more worried than me. You're supposed to get hit harder than me.
Oh, you mean I may not be able to get to work tomorrow?
They're talking about 60-mile-an-hour winds. It's like, come on, what is going on?
They can't. The weather cannot fuck up my roof any more than it already is. Sorry. No, we are already there.
We're there.
So 100th episode of Moviesucktastic, and of course we're going to be doing Oscar films as well.
That's right.
Yes. That's right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And since we missed last week because of I think that was my fault that time.
Maybe.
We're going to be doubling up on Oscar films. We're going to be doing what I like to call the patriotic duo here of Argo and Les Miserables.
Or The Wretched is what it translates to.
The Wretched.
You would think it would be More Miserable or The Miserable, but no, it means The Wretched.
Well, you're not doing a literal translation. You're translating the intention. So,
is that what it is?
Yeah, that's how translation works in the literary world. Now, without getting directly into both films, I want to point out that I watched Les Mis, and I watched Argo, and in our other podcasts, I tend to usually speak poorly of our country for certain things that it does and attitudes in here. But I got to tell you, after watching Les Miserables and then Argo afterwards, I love America. I am so happy to have been born in this country where the worst thing I mean, here we are. Heated arguments of people's, idiots with guns, and they won't allow gays in the Boy Scouts, and these are our big concerns. And then I'm watching Argo, where they're just like killing people in the streets.
Yeah.
It's like, wow,
just taking American prisoners just for having an American last name, or not American last name, a name that sounded American. You were fucked.
Well, I mean, even beyond that, I mean, the whole thing with it's the overthrow of the Shah in Iran,
right,
in the 70s, and as bad as America may seem sometimes, from how we fuck things up and how everything goes bad, and how things don't work the way they should, we've never had a president that had to leave the country under fear of death. The worst we've had is presidents that leave in disgrace, and then later on we hold funerals like, well, he wasn't that bad.
He did some good things.
I mean, and again, it's our fault. Even with Argo, the whole thing is that we were the people that put the Shah in power in the first place,
right?
Because we wanted a buddy in there for the oil. And again, we suck, but we suck in that regard. But I'm so happy to live in a country where I don't have to drive down the street and there's people like waving machine guns and people being hung by cranes. Like that's pretty fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked. Pretty fucked.
Yeah, I'll take getting in arguments with the student services at my university.
Now, are you going to talk a little bit about that later?
No.
Or you can't?
That's not. Well, no, it's just not movie related. Maybe in Strangers.
No. I meant Strangers.
Oh yeah, possibly. We'll see.
Okay.
But I mean, there's a difference between these guys are going to shoot me because they think I'm a sympathizer, and I'm going to shoot off an angry email. and then Les Mis. I mean, 20 years for theft of a loaf of bread, or
right.
5 years for loaf of bread, 15 years for trying to escape. I mean, as draconian as our prison system is, even I have to admit we're not that bad.
Well, yeah, no, of course. So it was an eye opener watching these films. Yeah, things aren't so bad here. I really got to stop my bitching and whining and think, yeah, we're not killing people. At least not government sanctioned. We've never had to have mass riots in the streets. All we do is just get pissy and like vote in some jackass. Yeah. Now,
and then later.
As far as the movies go, do you have a preference to which one you want to start with, or you want to go? Don't do that. You got cupcakes. Got 100th episode cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
I don't have any cupcakes.
I'm gonna hold one here for you.
You're gonna hold one there for me?
I'll lick one just for you.
You're gonna lick it. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, since we didn't do Les Miserables last week, I think we should do that first.
Okay. Now, have you ever seen the Broadway play before this film, or any? Okay, I take it that's a no.
I'm not what you'd call a Broadway musical kind of guy.
I mean, I saw it in high school. Our foreign language class that I was taking at the time, it was not French, it was Italian. We were all able to go to see Les Miserables in New York City. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know if maybe you had a similar situation.
No.
Okay.
The closest I got is when I was growing up, since it was the big Broadway musical at the time, they had the commercials. So that swell of music when he lifts up the flag in the beginning, bum bum. I heard that 5-second clip over and over again during commercial breaks.
Oh, okay.
So every time in the film when that key surges, bum bum, I immediately flash back to watching like sitcoms at 4 p.m. at home, and that commercial popping up every 5 seconds. It's ingrained in there. But I mean, I do not like musicals. There's probably, I can name on one hand all of the musicals, and we're talking about like Broadway musicals adapted to film,
right?
That kind of film musical. I mean, Oliver. I like Oliver for some reason. I don't know why.
I was forced to watch that in grammar school. It seemed every single year that I was in grammar school, I was forced to watch Oliver. It was every year in music class.
Grammar school.
In music class,
I also like
every year.
My Fair Lady, mainly because Rex
Rex Reed. Oh.
Rex Reed.
Oh. My Fair Lady. Oh. And the brain tumor kicks in. Oh.
Oh.
Rex Harrison. My Fair Lady, Rex Harrison, right?
I don't know.
Oh, God damn you. Anyway, but he's such a he just brutalizes the woman in that film, so that's funny. And some of the music's okay. I don't care for musicals. I don't like movies. I hate West Side Story. I think it's the gayest thing I've ever seen.
I'm not a big fan of West Side Story myself.
When you're a jet, it's just stupid, stupid. I don't know how I don't know how it gets an audience as a musical, let alone as a movie musical. I don't like musicals. Chicago did not care for it. This one, I'm on the fence. What's your thoughts?
I thought a lot of the performances were decent. I thought a lot, and I'm not a big musical fan either.
By the way, Rex Harrison, I was right.
Okay, good.
I fairly did 1964.
Super duper. This is what I think. I think Hugh Jackman gets Best Actor. Do I think he deserves it? I haven't seen everybody yet.
This is damn good, though.
But I think he gets it. And I think Anne Hathaway gets Best Supporting Actress as well. Now, she's not in the film long enough that I think should warrant an Oscar. But I think her performance is good enough with her singing and her acting that they're going to look past that. They're going to do a Dame Judi Dench from Shakespeare in Love where she was on camera for 7 minutes.
Now, can we go over the plot of this film? Because now the book, I had the book on my bookshelf at one point, and it's huge. And so I'm pretty sure that the musical really doesn't stay true to the novel 100%. They have to cut things out.
Right.
It's even that big. Now, but I would love to go over the basic plot, having never seen this before until we watched it for this. So I barely remember an older version from the 70s or 60s. But the film opens up with how do you pronounce it? It's Jean Valjean. Yeah, are you going echoey all of a sudden? You're just moving around.
Yeah, no, I'm actually. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second.
He's ignoring me. He leaves his desk when I start talking. And so he's been in prison for 20 years, and his guard, as we know, is Javert. Remember my name, Javert.
I apologize. Jean Valjean. What was that Facebook picture going around now? It's like, don't forget my name.
Yeah, well, that's. Do not forget my name, Javert.
Do not forget my name,
Javert. So he's. Russell Crowe's got a hard on for Hugh Jackman's character. He just
That's
really doesn't
right.
like it. I think he's got a big problem with bread thieves, is what it is. And so Hugh Jackman gets his parole, but of course he can't get a job or anything because he's got this black mark as being a criminal. Again,
because he stole bread.
We do the same thing here in America, but not as severe. Right, he sold bread to feed his. So he starts off as a very sympathetic character. It's not really there's not really a character arc for him, except that like at one point he almost goes bad. It's not like he was a bad guy that becomes good. He was a good guy that did something for good, almost went bad, then went back. So I'm not fond of the character arc. He robs from a priest who covers his back and says, "No, here, take the silver. He didn't rob it." And then he takes the money and skips bail, becomes a fugitive, and starts a new life. We then fast forward 20 years, 13 years, 6 whatever years.
9 years.
He's now in 9 years he's the mayor of a town and has a nice little sweatshop going, where Anne Hathaway is one of the workers. Now, if there's one overall theme to this film, it's that women suck. Anne Hathaway's character is single-handedly destroyed by the pettiness of bitchy women. Anne Hathaway and her daughter are like the only like female characters in the film that you do not hate with a passion. All her co-workers in the sweatshop under Hugh Jackman get her fired, and Hugh Jackman off playing Mitt Romney or something. They have no idea what's going on. And the women around her get her fired, drive her to prostitution, and eventually drive her to death. Am I mistaken?
Okay, yeah. I mean, were you gonna tell everybody
mistake-
that? No, you're not mistaken.
This isn't a new movie. I'm not counting spoilers for this. It's not a new film.
I love it when you say stuff like that.
Like stuff like what?
This is not a new movie, but there's always somebody that's never seen it.
You're not watching this for plot twists. You're watching it for the music.
Well, yeah, of course.
I'm not ruining anything. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't care. Because honestly, if you don't know this film, the odds are against you actually watching it anyway.
Right.
I mean, and after that, it's just the movie jumps. Every act jumps like 10 years, 15 years later, and so Javert.
My name is Javert.
Javert, even though he hates Hugh Jackman's character, Jean Valjean, Jordache, he doesn't recognize him every time he meets him. 10 years later, oh, look familiar. 15 years after that.
Right. You haven't changed. You've shaved.
We should do this whole episode in singing.
No, let's not. Let's not
do
that.
It's okay. Now,
the performances were kind of good. The girl, her name is, what's her name? Krusty Bread. Ay.
Helena Bonham
please.
Carter plays Helena Bonham Carter as she does every film now.
Every fucking movie. Now, I didn't realize that the director was friends with Tim Burton.
Gee, yeah. Now, who I didn't mind for a change was Sacha Baron.
I was just going to say, now, I'm not a musical guy, but the best song in the whole fucking movie, to me, Master of the House. Master of the House.
Master of the House, keeper of the vision. It's. I love that scene. That's my favorite part of the whole film.
Yep. And I'll tell you what. You know what it made me want to watch? Popeye.
You know what made me want to watch Popeye is during the song where Jean Valjean's singing and he's like, "Who am I?" After he finds out that someone else is going to hang for his crimes. Who am I? Like, I'm Popeye. They should redo Les Miserables with Popeye.
With Popeye, sure. Every time they were near the ocean, anytime they were near a dock of some kind, any kind of salty, just like salt of the earth, old salty dog, and I'm like, I want to watch Popeye.
Because then Anne Hathaway's character could be olive oil. Javert is Brutus, Bluto.
Right.
Bluto. Then the kid that gets shot. The kid that gets shot during the whole revolution scene, that could be one of the annoying kids. And he could save Sweet Pea from Wimpy's house. Wimpy of the house.
You think the little girl could just be Sweet Pea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Wimpy could be the one keeping Sweet Pea that he has to buy her away from.
Sacha Baron's character, sure.
Yeah, I think it works. I don't know if I guarantee somebody's done that before, because again, having that song where he keeps saying, "Who am I?" Says Popeye.
Right. I'd fucking see it. But that's all I'm thinking. I'm thinking I want to watch Popeye.
Where the film loses me when it gets into the revolution and the love triangle.
Right. No, yeah.
Because you've got a great thing going here about a man who keeps escaping his past and trying to do good by people, and then all of a sudden it's a love triangle between a lesser hot chick, and a geeky looking guy. And I did not find the adult Cosette attractive as.
Yeah, and you know what? I just call her Krusty Bread. Her singing was what? No, I was just calling her Krusty Bread the whole movie.
Well, who's the? I don't know half of these names. See, once the middle of the film hits and we start meeting all these revolutionary young characters, I lost track of the names.
Where I was going with her is I thought her voice was terrible. I thought she crooned. Her voice was like when she would sing and she'd try and hit a note, she'd be like, "The sun." It's like, come on. And that's just naturally how she sings. Now, she's a known actress she's just not anyone they got off the street. I don't remember her name, but she's been in a ton of films, so they probably approached her and she said yes. She probably had singing classes, all that crap, just to be in the movie. And I personally don't think her singing fits at all. That's just
I like
me.
most of the singing.
The singing was okay.
Now the film has got this has been the musical, the highbrow musical that the critics have turned on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've been following that. Like
I
Chicago
really haven't.
comes out and they can't wait to like jerk off over it. This one, all of a sudden, there's this backlash, and it's funny because again, you mentioned in a previous episode when we talked about it that in this one they didn't lip sync; they let the actors sing.
Yep, everything was on set.
And then they had earpieces for the music, and the piano accompaniment followed the actors, not the other way around. So the actors set the pace based on how they were acting and singing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that drew me in, was that it's real. It's not just, there was a guttural feel to it when their voice would crack or occasionally, or if they like trailed off somewhere. It added reality to it. If you're going to make people break out in a song in the middle of life, at least have them actually break out and not just lip sync it. I agree.
And I'm surprised more reviewers aren't praising the film for doing something like that. And instead, like you said, they're backlashing against it.
The range wasn't good, and a lot of them are knocking Russell Crowe. So I don't think a police chief should sing that well. I don't think a police chief should be singing a cappella or
yeah, they are not. And I
like the fact that Russell Crowe singing, so it's like Shelby. Yeah, I see that. And then when he's like walking along the ledge, I will fight evil. So yeah, of course he sounds a bit off. It's a fucking police chief. Makes sense to me. Now the scene where after the priest saves Jean Valjean's hide by saying that he gave him the silver, and he has that whole scene where he's singing to himself about his. Now, close-ups of his face through half of that, really showing the fact that he's really singing in real time.
Yeah, and his eyes were red and bloodshot. He was very. His skin was bad. His teeth were bad. I mean, just he was through hell.
But and like the emotion in his face and the fact that he was singing and not just lip syncing really comes through. And I've seen critics not only complain about the music but complain about the close-ups. Now here's a film that'll shove itself down your throat. Blah blah blah. It's visceral.
You know what it is?
Just because of that.
Too many people in love with the Broadway show.
Actually, I disagree.
You think so?
I found that most of the reviews that knock this movie are from film critics who haven't seen the Broadway play and haven't even admitted it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. You know how it is. Every now and then when a film comes out that the critics are like, okay, we can shit on this now. Good,
right.
They wait for the good film that they can shit on and get away with without being seen as idiots. And this was one of them. It's like that little wink and a nudge. All right, this one we're allowed to trash. And so a lot of them jump on the bandwagon just so they can get raise their popularity or seem a bit more relevant culturally.
Right.
And I don't think it's a great. I don't think it's a great film because I had problems with it too. As far as like I felt there was too much CGI, but that's just me because I'm gun shy with CGI now.
I think that they were really just trying to go, like in the opening shot of the film where you see that huge ship that they're pulling in. That's the only way to do it, is CGI that ship.
Well,
it's $100 million movie as it is.
Yeah, well, the majority of the set pieces and musical numbers and scenes are all really like closed, intricate, but like closed sets and up close and personal. And the only time you really see CGI in the film is when they do the faraway establishing shots that back 50 years ago would have just been matte paintings. Yeah. So even then, they're not going crazy. All right, you know what? The only part is whenever Russell Crowe starts walking on a ledge, all of a sudden we get too much CGI.
Yeah. Yeah, they do these panned up shots where they're going. It's normally they probably use a very expensive crane, like a crane shot, but. And they might be using something like that, but it's like you could tell it's supposed to feel grand and just gigantic, and it does.
Yeah, it's like, Javert steps out on the ledge, and suddenly we're in irreversible. It's like, I'm not gonna jump this time, but just you wait. I might later. I mean, it's not as bad as I mean, again, maybe it's just me. Maybe an adult male like 10 years younger than me, 15 years younger than me, would go into the film and start clawing their eyes out halfway through because it's just. I mean, I found there were some very well done emotional scenes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Any faults I have with the film have to do with what was there before the film was made. The idea that every 10 years, Javert just happens to stumble upon Jean Valjean. Like, oh, that man in the street, do I know him? It's like, is this that small of a fucking country? Yeah. What does he keep? It's just one of those things. And then Cosette, we're adults now, and we just happened to bump into the girl that I was raised with from the house.
Well, right. And the thing is, too, the girl that is in love with him, he basically tells her, right, he basically tells her, I want that chick. Can you help me? It's like, what are you doing? It's like, you dummy.
Thank you. Because when he says that, and he sees the pale, skinny girl that can't sing well, it's like, and you're not banging Eponine because...
She wants it, man.
So it's the rich...
Like, she's the type that would lean up against the fence like a cat in heat. Like, that's a girl you keep.
She was asking him where the fence was. It's that bad. And it's even worse than that because he's this rich kid that wants to fight for the people. And so who does he fall for? The chick, the pale chick in the expensive clothing.
Right.
Well, he's got the hot swarthy chick right next to him, like practically crawling up over his head. Practically wrapping her legs around his neck. And he's like, oh, I can't have any of this. Can you find out more about her? Because her I like. So he's there's nothing to like about it. He's completely clueless. This camera. Anyway.
You okay?
Won't focus.
I'm out of focus. Man, focus.
Focus.
Anyway.
Yeah, and then the entire the red and black scene, that whole music number. That's when you get a refill of popcorn. Because what the.
I thought the little boy in the film was.
That whole scene is. I met a woman, but we must die. She's really cute. We must die.
I don't know why. I feel this way. The kid, the little boy, the one that ends up getting killed.
That was the other musical part I like when he was running through the streets. Because he even says, like, as far as French history goes, yeah, we overthrew the government, and then a couple decades later,
we overthrew the government. It's like he was doing like over the top British accent. See, I don't know if that, huh?
It worked. I like that.
No, it worked. It definitely worked, but I don't know if that's how he really talks because it was definitely over the top British accent.
He even spells out in that song, we overthrew the government, and 20 years later, oh shit, it's just as bad as it was then. And again, Americans, we overthrew our government because they were taxing our tea. They're charging us too much for our tea. And these people are like, yeah, we're dying in the streets. And you're the people we got to fix the fucking problem. I love America. God, I love America. I'm so happy I'm here.
You've come around.
Temporarily.
It's temporarily, okay? And until next week.
Between the French Revolution and the Iranian whole debacle, it's give me give me a few hours of Fox News. I'll change my tune.
Yeah, how Donald Trump was on Howard Stern yesterday, and oh my God,
wrong show.
I know it's the wrong show.
What about Anne Hathaway's scene? I've seen a lot of people criticizing her. I thought she was great. I love that.
No, I think to criticize her for anything she did in this film is wrong, completely wrong.
Yeah,
I really do. I
making fun of her makeup, saying she was, man, that is the best performance I've ever seen with a woman, pretty much screaming, "You're fucking a corpse." I'm dead inside. You're screwing a corpse. Thank you, Anne.
I think she gets the Oscar. I really do.
And that was quick. She went downhill in like the course of 3 hours. That was just like, that's why he didn't realize she was gone. He thought it was like a long lunch. He comes back, she's like a prostitute, half her teeth are missing, her hair's gone, and she's dying of consumption. It's like, Jesus, I saw you 5 hours ago. You still had a job. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, you just banged the dude 10 minutes earlier.
No. He banged her, sir.
She banged.
Just redo Les Mis with pop modern songs.
Yeah,
and
why
she
not?
banged.
Anyway,
the whole opening with the ropes, they could have done Gangnam Style instead.
Oppa Gangnam Style. Oppa Les Mis style. Don't forget my name.
John Jean Style.
That's right.
Jean Valjean Style. Whatever. Okay.
Vagine, what?
Jean Valjean.
Her vagine will hang low like wizard's robe?
The names, sorry, French names just irritate me. Eponine, I just...
Crusty bread.
Gavron. And Sacha Baron was what? Thénardier.
Crusty bread. We sell you crusty bread.
He cuts the tail off a cat. I'm in. Yeah. Sold American.
Well, I get the feeling that he approached the Les Mis people because he is supposedly going forward with that Freddie Mercury film now.
You know what? Seeing this, I'll give him more leeway on that.
And that's almost a guaranteed Oscar. That movie, if it's done right and he acts in a certain way, if he nails, no pun intended, Freddie Mercury, if he nails him, it's at least a guaranteed Oscar nomination.
You know, I would love if they can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I lost it in my ears.
Okay.
I would love it if they nominated Sacha Baron for an Oscar, and like it gets to Oscar night and they give it to him, and it turns out to be a big hoax, just like his films.
The Borat.
Just like the Borat type stuff. You fell for it, didn't you? It's not as funny when you're on my end, no. What the hell? I hate when it does that. I just can't hear myself. Oh, there it goes again. I think there's something with the wires starting to get loose.
Again?
Well, they hangs. They don't give you like a hook or anything on the side to keep it. So
maybe for a 100th episode gift, someone can get you a wireless headset. Yeah,
I don't think so. Those things are expensive. But yeah. I liked Les Miserables, and I would fast forward past a couple parts. And
I'll never watch it again. Let's put it that way.
I'll watch parts of it.
I'll watch the Master of the House scene, and then I'll watch Popeye.
Yeah. But again, I'm not a big fan of the story. It's another example too of characters seem to die just at the right moment for the film, and it's too convenient. It works if it doesn't. And also these kind of epic things where they take place during a historical moment, it becomes the backdrop of the historical moment becomes the story itself, and then I'm tuning out because I don't care about the history of the plaster elephant. I really don't. I just want to see. I want to see if Javert kills him. I like.
Don't forget my name.
I was waiting for the scene where Javert finds him in the sewer. It's like, I'm innocent. I don't care.
They could reenact that scene from The Fugitive.
That was my point. Yeah.
Well, you said sewer. Okay, never mind.
It was waterway, sewer. What do you want?
Sure, it was big waterfall, but it's okay.
Where do you think the sewer goes? They were in a drainage pipe, you bastard.
That's okay. You held back there. I felt an F word coming my way.
No, not at all. But I mean, as far as like rating it on the IMDb,
what's it at now?
7.9.
Is it really that high? I didn't think it was that high.
It's a beloved musical. I think it would be higher.
The Broadway play is beloved, but this is a movie about a Broadway play.
I think it would be higher if it wasn't for the people bitching about the non-syncing. Again, everything that made it more real is the only thing people complained about. So if it was less real, you'd have a higher rating. But it's a 7.9. Personally, I would go 7.
7? 7 seems high.
It's not poorly done. It's just not. It's not my type of film. The problems I have with it are inherent in most musicals. I thought the acting was superb. I thought the music. I give extra points from what I would normally give, just because I think Tom Hooper was on the right track with what he did, and he's getting shit on for being innovative, and I'm against that. So,
what else has he done?
Tom Hooper? Oh, yeah, lots of stuff. He says as he waits.
Oh, he did the King's Speech. That's why it says
obviously Joey's screen loads faster than mine.
Yeah, a little bit. Red Dust.
He did some EastEnders too. British TV show. EastEnders. Yeah. Okay. But I give him credit for that.
He's done a lot of TV stuff.
I'm going to say 7. What do you think? It's still bringing it down from where it is, so you're still knocking it. You're just not knocking it that much.
Yeah. All right. I'll go with 7. 7's okay.
I win. Yay. Okay.
You win. You just don't want to argue a lower score.
Dude, just imagine you're in the theater. It's dark. You just hear that behind you.
It's like your own cartoon character.
It's the fucking dog from Droopy sitting behind me. I can't look around.
Droopy dog.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Episode 100. I actually didn't think we were going to get to it somehow. But we did.
Fuck it up.
We did. All right, everybody. You know what? Leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470. You can email us at themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. You can go to iTunes and download all of our episodes for free. You can go to our website and download all of our episodes for free.
You can send us money too if you want.
Sure, send us money. Why not? Go to our Facebook page. Go to our lunch.com page. Just do a search for Moviesucktastic in your favorite browser, and we'll show up. Because that's how we roll.
We're everywhere. Everywhere!
Everywhere. Do not forget my name.
Moviesucktastic!
It sucks. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.